Hey guys, here's the deal. My husband's been in Canada since last weekend, and he's coming home probably tomorrow night. That gives me like 24 hours left of as much jiu-jitsu as I can handle, because he doesn't do jiu-jitsu, and so, you know, if anybody has a relationship where one does it and one doesn't, you know what I'm talking about. And so I happen to be on the end where I do jiu-jitsu and he does not. So I've been going to two-a-days every day, and today is Wednesday, and so I'm going tonight. I just changed out of my other gi, took a shower, and put on my next gi for tonight's class. And so what I thought is, what am I going to do with my last 24 hours of, you know, BJJ freedom, as I'd like to call it. So I thought, well, why not video as much as I can in the next 24 hours of my life, everything I do, so that you can kind of see it. You can get to know me and my life of jiu-jitsu. So here is the time. Let's see. Yeah, it's like 4:15, whatever, if you can see that. It's 4:15, 4:16 now. I gotta go pick up my son. That is the first thing I gotta do. He gets off of work soon, and yeah, I gotta go pick him up from the stop for his summer job. And so that's step one. And then we're gonna do some jiu-jitsu talk. That's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna see if this will work. I'm sure my camera's gonna fall. So yeah, like the first thing about me, I am 40 years old, and I have been doing jiu-jitsu for like 6.5 years, and I just traded in my minivan like not that long ago and got a Mustang, because I've always wanted a Mustang. And so, well, what the heck, I might as well get it now. And so that's what I did, and that's what we're in right now, is my Mustang. So and by the way, it's stick shift. Yeah, I had to learn how to drive a stick shift because I've always wanted to do that. And so if you fall, I'm sorry, it's because of my shifting abilities. So I'm gonna shut the garage, and here we go. Darn, you're gonna end up falling, I know it. Yeah. Let's see here. Shit. Yeah, there you go. That did not work. I forgot to shut the front door. Damn it. I didn't just swear, did I? Okay. This is usually my life, is I always forget stuff. Yeah, so, all right, I gotta go shut the front door. You know, you don't want to be stealing anything, so just chill out 1 second. Okay. I gotta find somewhere else to put this camera without it falling. Oh yeah, so like, here's an example of me being on my own. I am like a gym rat. Okay, so yeah, well, I forgot my blue belt the other day, and so I had to use my backup blue belt. You always need more than one belt in case. I use this for my competitions because IBJJF doesn't like belts like my blue belt, which is this one. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. They don't like all the rips and stuff. So I have my pretty stiff blue belt here for backup. Anyways, I forgot my blue belt somewhere, and I found it, my lovely thing. And there's a gi there. When you go to the gym more than once, you're gonna have tons of clothes. So yeah, here's my gi from this morning. Sorry if you see my underwear, but anyways, I'll prop you up on my dirty jiu-jitsu clothes. How about that? There we go. All right. That's good. Oh, let me tell you about my first time I went into Torres Martial Arts Academy. Actually, I spent weeks scoping it out on online. I would visit their website, and they would have their fighters' profiles on there, and a picture of them with their fighting stance, and it would tell about them. And I would like read that and read the class schedule like I didn't know it already at that point. And I drove by there a few times, make sure I knew where it was at. And then, yeah, so the fighters, it would be like, one was a school teacher, you know, one was a father. I mean, they're normal people. and I was trying to convince myself I could do this. I could walk in there, and yeah, at the time, I was a stay-at-home mom for like 13 or almost 14 years when I started. And I'm like, I had been home with my kids. That's basically what I did. If you knew me before, going for a walk, well, I shouldn't say that. I mean, I did teach some aerobics class. Oh, I taught Billy Blanks at my church in the basement. So, you know, I had some experience in fighting. So, anyway, so I go into the gym, and I thought I would start with kickboxing. Well, actually, I didn't even know what jiu-jitsu was. So I made it there. I prayed before I went in. Please, Lord, help me to make it out alive, that nobody will kill me. And then, yeah, so I grabbed my stuff. I had already done research, so I bought a pair of gloves. And, not hand wraps. I bought the ones that just Velcro on. I thought, oh, that'll save some time, because I have no idea how to wrap my hands. And I walk in, and I think I said this in one of my other videos too. Like, the first thing the guy says to me, the kickboxing instructor, he was like, I was putting on the hand Velcro things, and he's like, honey, that might look cute, because I was like all matching in pink. It's like, that might look cute, but that is not going to work on the mat. And so thankfully this other nice woman was there, and she loaned me a pair of extra hand wraps that she just happened to have, which was so cool. And so I made it through. But it wasn't near as bad as I thought it was going to be. Like, I was expecting, you know, okay, so I was used to like taking care of kids, watching SpongeBob, and you know, macaroni and cheese, eating macaroni and cheese kind of stuff, right? So, and then here I'm going to go to this place, and I'm like, oh, they're all going to be like Rocky Balboa type people, type guys, like with tattoos though, and chugging jugs of water and beating the crap out of each other. That's what I was expecting to walk into. And actually, there was some guys in the cage at the time. I made it through class somehow. Well, because there were some nice people there. Because if you find out, every person that goes to the gym, there's somebody too, like normal person. They probably have a family with kids, or even if they don't have kids, they've got like a job they got to do, and they're just average people. You're not going to find like UFC fight, a whole lineup of UFC fighters, at least not at most gyms. You might find one or two or something, but not like a whole lineup of them. So, and they're not even that scary anyways. I mean, in the cage they are, but in real life, they're pretty decent guys. Being a housewife and walking in there, I'm sure they were like, what the heck is this chick doing here? But whatever. They learned who I was after a while, and you know, I'm sure they were rolling their eyes, but that's all right. It was good. They all accepted me in, and it was all good. That was my first experience going into a martial arts academy. It was not bad at all. Oh, and I forgot to mention, the very first thing you do when you go into gym is sign a waiver. Plan on signing a waiver. Don't try to get out of that. You just got to do it. You know, there is a possibility something bad could happen, but most likely no. Who worries about that stuff? So I did 2-a-days, Monday, Tuesday. Today's the third day. Hoping some more girls come tonight. We had a lot of girls last night. Being a girl in jiu-jitsu, you're gonna have times where like you're the only one, you're the only girl, and then you have like a bunch of guys in there. But so what? I mean, as long as they're not a bunch of huge guys, you'll find some that are a little, you know, a little bit smaller, or higher belts, because higher belts, like, they know how to refrain from using so much strength and work on technique instead. And so you'll make it through. And I can't tell you how many classes I've gone to where I'm the only girl, but I don't mind it. It's fine. So, you know, yeah, it's fine. So I love jiu-jitsu so much that now that my kids are a little bit grown, my daughter's 19 and she's in college. My son is 17 and he's going to be a senior. He's in Canada with his father. And then I have my youngest who's 14, almost 15, and he's who I'm picking up right now. And he is going to be a sophomore in high school this fall. And so, what am I going to do with my time? I mean, that's what I've been doing all these years, is taking care of kids. And now, I don't have to do that anymore. Well, you know, I do, but not all day long. And so it's time for me to have a career. I got married and had a kid all by the time I was 21. I had my daughter. And so I did all that staying home stuff. And there's something about saying, oh, so what do you do with your time? And I'm like, well, I go to jujitsu. I go to class. Yep, that's what I do. It's like my job. But, you know, I pay to go to my job. So I thought, what the heck? I'm not going to go and start my own gym. Yeah, that's not my goal. It's my goal. I want to have my own BJJ Gear apparel line. Why not, right? I know there's like 1,000 other ones now, but what about one for women, which I know Phenom is out there, and there's a lot of good stuff out there. But, well, what the heck? There's going to be one more, because I'm just going to go for it. I want to go to jiu-jitsu. I want to live and breathe it. It's like an addiction. I don't know. And I like to go to the tournaments, World Masters, Pan Ams, and then all the local ones. And now I'll say, well, it's my job. I have to go. And so that's number one. And then, so I'm going to start my own line. That's what I want to do. I think some of the stuff is becoming more mainstream. Well, I might be the only one who wears gi pants in public, but what about spats? Does anybody wear spats out in public? I do. I've worn them to restaurants out after competing and stuff. Well, why not? And they're kind of cool. And so I think over time that more women are going to be wearing these spats or leggings or whatever you want to call them. They're going to be wearing them just out and about. So I'm going to put some cool ones out there. You know, why not? Plus the guys ones, I mean, they're unisex, but they have all this extra room in front for the package. And I can't stand that, because then it rides down and I feel like a penguin. So I want to come up with like the female leggings that are meant for a woman with the big wide bands so you don't get the muffin top. Yeah, that's my goal. Well, and here's my son now. So you can meet him a minute. Here we go.
Two things. They appreciated the donuts, and that NOS was the exact thing I needed. And why are you videoing yourself?
I'm doing something for my jiu-jitsu thing. There's no donuts in here.
I know, we ate them all.
Well, why did you give me the box? Why didn't you throw it out?
Because there's not a good spot to throw it out.
Oh, okay.
Then know what? I don't want to be in this.
Come on, man. All right.